Howdy, howdy, folks. A-Train here with you for another episode of Life is Feudal, Forest Village on a Feudal Friday. Hope everyone's had a good week and looking forward to a weekend. I certainly am. And so we're going to launch into our little village of Muirfield, I think it's called. Let's see here. We load it up. Hey, trees grow over time. Did you know that? With older trees containing more resources, don't rush to cut down small trees. Let them grow and they will give you more wood. Cut down big trees first. So there's a little tip here in the opening of the game. That's a good thing. They throw tips out there for everyone to work with. And that's a useful one to know because you need more resources when it comes to wood and whatnot. So yeah, it's good to know that you should tell your people to cut down the bigger trees. And that's if there's a specific one. Now, it used to be the case, used to is a Texas word, kind of like all y'all, and have to, I have to go to the store this evening. So, let me see here. There used to be a way, maybe I'm just missing it, I don't know, maybe you have to point at the base of the tree or something. You can identify trees. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's in the resource link. Let me check that. So if I click collect wood, there it is. Okay, so if you click on collect wood and you mouse over a tree, it will tell you how much wood you'll get from that tree. All right, so let's see. Here's a tree over here. Or maybe not so much. Let's try this tree over here. If I can get a lock. Oh, you gotta be right at the base of the tree. All right, so this tree is worth 12 wood or logs, and this one over here was 9, and then there's one up here that's worth 10. But over here it looks like is a little baby tree and a sapling, as it were. I think this is a technical term. I don't even think that one's going to register. Maybe not. All right, so again, you need a forestry lodge, which we are in the process of building over here. So we got all kinds of trees up in this section. Anyway, let me turn this off because we've already got this set up. See the yellow X's on the ground? Those are things we told our people last time to collect resources. Those are the resources they're going to collect. So that's like stone right there, and then they're going to collect trees, and they'll collect plants and shrubs and what have you. All right, so what do we have going here? We have a village of 10 people, 1 baby, 2 kids, teenagers, and 7 adults. We have a house which has room for 5 occupants, and I believe it has all 5 in it. We left click, we'll see here. Let me see if I can move this where we can see it. They have firewood, they have fish, and they have bread. So they have food and they have firewood. And it looks like they have 4 out of 5 people. So that's good. All right, so there's room for 1 more in that house. And then we have 2 regular huts or shacks.
I'm Shaq.
So we have room in the village for 11. Okay? But we want to kind of limit our development here for now until we get more resources gathered. Now, if you look in the upper left, you'll see we've got 115 logs, we've got some stone, we've got some ore, we've got some clay, we've got some hay, we got firewood, we don't have any charcoal yet. All right, then the critical stuff, food. So we got a bunch of fish, we got a ton of bread. We've collected a bunch of meat from killing boars and moose or whatever. Fruit and vegetables are coming out of the gatherers right now. We have a gatherer's hut. That is right here. And so people are gathering vegetables and edible roots and other plants in the forest. And let's get this stupid Microsoft reminder off my screen because jerks. All right. Let's see here. Okay, and then you can see the outline. See the green line flashing? Let me pan the view back. That circle is the area within which the gatherers will gather. Okay? So you'll have that for gatherers, gatherer huts, hunting cabin. You can see a yellow circle that's kind of outlined, that's dashed and is kind of moving around. That tells you the area within that the hunters operate. And the idea right here is to have that hunting cabin in a position where it protects the village from things like bears and boars. And your people can get rabies from the wild animals. You don't want that. There are foxes, moose, and and wolves, I believe. So I've got a couple of hunters assigned to the hunting lodge. I got a couple of gatherers assigned to the gatherer's hut. What else do we have? We have one person out here working at the fishing hoopajoop. Fisherman's Lodge, and there you can see the area of influence it covers. All right. And then we have two people running around doing stuff. Gatherers gathering, or they're cleaning up the resources. All right, so I highlight an area of resources, and everything with a yellow X on it, they're going to go get. They'll cut down the trees, they'll pick up the ore, they'll pick up the stone, they'll gather all that stuff up and put it here in our warehouse, which you see has the log, stone, ore, clay, and hay in it, okay? That goes in the warehouse, your building materials, essentially. And then here is our barn, which has firewood, and it has food. The only thing here we haven't seen right now, this is oats. Then you have high quality tools, which the people use to do their jobs. And then we have some animal hides stored up from the hunters. So this is good. So we'll be able to make some clothing eventually. Now, that said, what do we want to do now? Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and kick the game into gear. Oh, we're at 10 times speed. So we're actually looking pretty good because, again, we're gathering resources and everybody's busy. Eventually, that one of those teenagers should become old enough to work. That should be pretty soon. We'll see that down here in the bottom left in our little update screen. Okay, that tells us kind of what's going on. And then we can put them to work here in our profession screen. 2 out of 7 people are doing just the general gathering. All right, and you can see the values going up for ore in particular. It looks like they just brought in some ore. Now, the foodstuffs will get consumed along the way. Some fruit just came in. That's good. Looks like some more ore came in. And you can close these windows, but it's also good to have them there so you can see what's going on. Now, one thing I kind of want to do, once we get this storm out of the way. The one thing I didn't point out in the village, that's this here. This is a well. You've got to have a well so your people can get water. And should a building be struck by lightning, it'll catch on fire. And the people will run to the well and do the bucket brigade thing where they get buckets of water and go dump it on the fire and help save your structure. Because the structures have basically a point value. I thought they did. Let's see. I can't see it there. Let's do it on this one here. Okay. Well, I thought they had like it may be because I have disasters turned off, so that won't happen. All right. So let's look at some. Now it's early fall. Now I'm going to do something here because I want to get ahead of the game. And what I want to do, I'm going to look at this for a second, is figure out where we can build a field for the beginning of next year. All right, it's too late in the season to get anything from it now, but we can go ahead and build it, and your fields are going to be under the fish here. So this is food production. Even though we're technically not going to build something for it could be used for food. Here, let's show you how you do this though. And the only reason why I'm hesitant of jumping into this is I kind of like to plan this stuff out. If you've watched Sim Airport, you know I'm a planner, so I really want to plan out how things are going to lay out. And initially what I'm looking at is, see, I built that house on the other side of the warehouse. I want to build another house adjacent to it and then get rid of these 2 shacks on this side, and then build more structures for the for our village there. Okay, so before we do that, let's do this. Because planning is important. Why is planning important right now, A-Train? You're looking to build a field. That's true. Hunting cabin. If the field, the people are going to be working in the field. I need it to be within the protection of the hunters. All right. So I'm thinking maybe I'm going to put it over in this area, and I could always tear it down and get rid of it later. But I'm just looking to maybe give enough room. It looks like we've got good growth potential along this line of the coast here. I don't want it to be too far away because then the people have to walk farther, and that's inefficient. You want them to be efficient in their movement, especially early on. All right, so let's do this. Food production, and we're going to go into, not an orchard, but we're going, oh, you know what? Let's see. I don't think it'll let us identify. Yeah, it's only after we build it I'll be able to identify what we're going to put in it. Currently, I think for fruit, like for an orchard, the only thing we could do is apples. But once you build a port and you build a ship and you send the ship on an expedition, it'll bring back new food things you can get. Okay. So for now, we're going to look to build a field. And we're going to do it down here close to the water. I'm going to try to leave a couple of tiles of room to move by it. All right, see the red? That means you can't build where the red is. So the white's okay. So there's at least, well, wait a minute. All right, let's see. That line looks good. That line doesn't. All right, so maybe we could have a path along here. Okay. Okay, so I'm kind of happy with this spot right here. Let's look at this. Now, all right, you cannot build in this area. All right, oh, there we go. All right, now, I'm holding down the left mouse button at present so you can see what it says. What it's telling us is the size of the field, 11 by 12. It says it will take 20 logs out of the 127 we have in inventory. It's going to take 2 man hours, let's just say that's what that represents, of labor to level the land, and then it's going to take 5 man hours of construction. And then the bottom left, it's got room for 1 person to work the field. Now watch, if I make it bigger, you can't build in this area. Suck it. Okay, see now it says 2 people. All right, so I made the field that much bigger. Now it takes 2 people to work it. So what we're going to do is go back narrower, but I want to have it just there. I want to try to maximize, and you know what, we're going to make it just a little bit smaller than maximum space. Let's go 12 by 12. That looks good. Let's do that. All right, so now we've got to assign someone to build. All right, so I'm going to right click the mouse, and that clears me out of that menu. And then I can close that menu down here by clicking, and I'm moving the mouse real slow. So as you saw last week, it can be real touchy. Okay, so now we've assigned someone to build, and we're going to hit this here. Okay, so now they're going to haul the stuff over, the materials needed. Now, okay, there's a boar, and boom, see? The hunter killed the boar, and there's some meat waiting to be picked up. He took the hide in, and now she's coming back, zoom, takes off with the with that. All right, so now the logs have been brought out. Now see how the labor is leveling the land? That's what they're doing right now. They're leveling, they're leveling, they're leveling. Now they're done leveling, and now someone should come back to build the little fence around the space. Once they finish bringing in all the resources, I can left click to check the progress. So the leveling is complete. Now all the lumber is there, the logs, and now they're building. So now 1 turn is done. There's 2. There's about to be 3. There's 3. There's 4 is about to be done. And see, you can enter. There's like gates on or openings on all 4 sides of the little field we've built here. Now, initially, what I'm going to do. All right, good. The field is done. All right, so let's pause, and I'll show you what you can do with this. Because now we're in the fall. All right. So this is a field that only needs 1 person to work it, right? And I didn't maximize it because your person may not be able to fully reap whatever you plant. So we sized it down just a little bit short of what it would take 2 people. So you might want to do a small 2-person field once you get enough people. Otherwise, do just a 1-person field. This will provide what we need for what I'm about to show you. All right, depending on the crop we grow, it's going to give us temperature, the current temperature, and the humidity, and then it'll give you the favorables. And then this button here is Go pick up everything, gather everything. You've got to do that going into the fall, because if you get in the late fall and you start seeing that temperature over here on the left side, right here, see it's sunny, or the weather's good. I mean, it may be night right now, but the weather's good. But the temperature is 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that starts heading towards freezing, you've got to get your crops in quick, because if you get below the temperature indicated for this particular whatever you're growing, you'll lose harvest, and that's bad. All right, so choose the recipe. We left click on that drop down. There's flax, grass, oats, potato, and wheat. Flax is over here, and that's used to make clothing. Okay, use this and animal skins, animal hides to make clothing. Grass is used to make hay, which is used to make your thatch roofs of your buildings. Oats are used to feed animals, and I think can be ground into grain and used to make bread at a bakery. But in that case, you've got to have a windmill, and then you got to have a bakery, which means you got to have people to work those things. So that's a little further down the road. Now, a good thing to plant early on is potatoes. So that's a vegetable, and your people will eat the potatoes, and that will help keep them alive. And then you've got wheat, which again, wheat is great, except you've got to have a mill to grind it into flour, so it can then go to the bakery and can be turned into bread, which we have 714 loaves of bread. So you don't want wheat early on. You don't really want oats. You don't need grass, because your people can go pick it up, and you don't really build a ton of buildings at the beginning. Okay. So potatoes would be great, except we've got over 1,000 fruit and vegetables. So the first thing we're going to throw in here for next year, we're going to go ahead and indicate this early, is flax. So we can make clothing, so everybody will be happier because they'll have nicer clothes. Okay, does that make sense? Your people work harder if they are happier, and thus they need to have good clothing, they need to have food, shelter, and good tools. So you can make jank tools, which are these right here, all right? Your primitive tools, or you can make high quality tools, which are not jank. They're good. They're like DeWalt and stuff, all right? So now, flax grows between 32 degrees and 80 degrees. Now it'll be okay over 80 degrees, because it will get hot in the village, but it grows best in that range. And then 50 to 90% humidity. It is fast growing. You can get 2 yields of flax a year. Okay, so that's good stuff to know. Now, real quick, let's take this builder out of here, and let's do this. I'm going to put one person in the field. Now, it's not that they're going to necessarily be ready. The field's going to give a yield this year, but they'll have it prepared to go for next year. Let's look at potatoes real quick. Now, see, it's normal growing, so that takes a full season to grow. Okay? So, grass, it's normal growing. Oats, it's fast growing. And then wheat is normal growing. Okay? So, we're going to go back to flax, because we want to get some flax in. We're going to click OK. And see, so it's showing that we're good in the temperature range. And here is the limit for how much you'll store or produce of this item. Okay, so you can control that. We don't need 10,000 things of flax, obviously. I mean, and this goes up and down, 1 click each. But now, if I highlight it, I think I can change this to, let's say, 500. There. All right, so I changed it to 500 manually. Okay. So now I can go up 1, or I can go down 1. There we go. All right, beautiful. So okay, now, here it's saying 0 of 400, growth progress. All right? So what that tells me is in a season, it will grow 400. I'm going to up this to 800. Okay, because then that would be a full year. And once you've got some clothes put back for your people, then what I like to do with my first couple of fields, and here's a helpful hint, is rotate them. So I may grow flax one year and then grow potatoes the next year, and then maybe grow some hay, grass the next year, so you have extra building materials, and rotate that. Or I may do, you know, alternate flax, potatoes, flax, hay, or grass. So it just depends. Okay, so now we have one of the teenagers has grown up to, well, one of the other baby has grown up to be a teenager. Okay, so that's good. Now we're going to kick the game into gear here, and see, we got the person over here hacking away at stuff and carrying back resources. So that's good. We're getting in fish, we're getting in meat from the hunters, and we should have somebody coming over here. Here they come, and they're going to start digging in the field. See? Now, here's something you can do with this game, which is really cool. I'm going to slow the speed down here so we can see it at normal speed. Okay? You can click on someone. Hello, click. There we go. Brynhild. And then left click. I just took over Brynhild. So, isn't that cool? Now you can see first person perspective. And you can move her with the WASD keys. Okay? And you look different directions and what have you. Okay? I hit escape. It takes it back out of her view. And takes us back to the overall view, and she's back under computer control. All right, so that's how that works. So hopefully soon we are going to have a second child ready to join the workforce, the teenager, because we started with 6 adults, 2 teens, and 2 babies, and now 1 teenager's grown up to work, and 1 baby has, or both babies have grown up to be teenagers. Now I'm trying to rotate this around, and it's really slow. I don't know why the rotation is so slow. I'll have to figure that out. Or somebody help me out. Help a brother out down in the comments. All right, let's look at a small house. I kind of want to build a second small house. You can't build it on top of the first one. I want to have at least 1 tile of path in between. So there's too close. That's okay. Wait, that's too close. There's this. Okay, here we go. So now let me rotate it because I want it to face inward there. That's correct. All right. And is that where I want it? I think. Yeah, okay. I want it even. Again, I'm a planner. 1, 2. All right, good. And presto! All right. So that'll take 20 hay, 60 logs, 20 ore, 20 stone, and 6 man hours. Okay, so we're going to put a person to work building, and then we'll kick it into gear here, and then we'll close this out. And basically, that one person's going to have. Oh, okay. Now our teenager has grown up. So where does it say? We got to scroll up to the top here. I think it's at the top, or is it the bottom? Yep. Started the construction. It didn't tell us. It should give us a name and say so-and-so has grown up and is ready to work. Let me see if I can get that. Let me just slow the speed down here. Yeah, where'd it go? Maybe I don't have it turned on. Let me turn this on. Oh, there it is. Teenager Brynhild. Oh, teenager Michael has grown up and is ready for work. Okay, very good. Child Trinity has grown up, ready to study. Yeah, so that's if you build the school. Oh, okay. There it is. Very good. All right, so the house is being built. Now, here's the thing. As soon as that house is built, I'm going to tear down the shacks. That's going to get rid of them. All right, that's the plan. So let's get this house built. As soon as that house is complete, people should move out of the shacks and into it. But I don't want them to start pumping out babies yet. And that's the thing. If you have more housing than you have people, and they're happy with their housing, they will get jiggy. All right, there we go. Very good. So now, damn it. They're expecting a baby. Frack. That's not what we wanted. Okay, well, it's okay. It's not bad. I mean, we could use a couple of babies in here. But unfortunately, what that means is now we're going to be stuck. because that means we're going to have 11 people in the village. And right now, we have housing. We currently have housing for 16. Each house is 5. Oh, you know what? I got a solution for that. Watch this.
Watch what?
Although this is going to be it's going to be a little tight on our resources. So we're going to have to watch that. Let me see what the upgrade cost would be. Oh, that's going to take too much, too many logs. Okay, see the strength there? 220? That's what I was looking for earlier. It tells you the strength of the structure, okay? All right, so it wouldn't be a bind on anything but logs. So what we need are more trees. Okay, oh, you know what? We can do this. All right, so let me show you how this works. We're not really gonna put ourselves in bind. Let's go ahead and set that up. All right, so the trick here is gonna be, we've got to get extra trees collected. And you may have noticed some new trees have popped up in the area, okay? So, all right, now see how this field here is showing, it's showing fall. And the temperature is getting down low. So what I can do here now is say, people working in the profession, I can take this person out of the field. So the question mark comes up because nobody's going to be working there. Got it? All right, so we need some more lumber. So I'm going to have my people, I'm going to grab this collection thing down here. This is resource gathering right here, okay? And we are going to gather trees over in this area because there's a bunch of big ass trees over here. And there's like 119. There, that's good. All right, so now let's kick it into gear. And those people will go collect all the resources in that area. All right, so now we've got 3 people that should be on the job doing that. What I'll do is allocate one of them to building, but the others will work on getting over there. Okay, so now it's showing, see how the stuff's being brought over here? The clay has been brought over. The ore is currently being brought in. All of the logs available have been brought in. Stone hasn't been brought in yet. Now it's late fall. See, it's already snowing. And we're going to do this. We're going to save y'all in that shack. We don't want the love shack. All right, we're going to tear down this shack. Okay. All right, so here's where we do that. All right, so now there's the Z and there's a question mark. So you click on the question mark, and so it's got all the resources it needs but the logs. Okay, so we got to collect more logs. Now, to tear down a building, we go down here to not terraforming. Wait, not houses. We go to general information, and right here, click on a building to deconstruct. Okay, so we are going to. Oh, wait a minute. Can't do that just yet. We got to get this house built first. So hopefully those people will finish. Everybody's got a house right now. Now, here's the other thing we can do. Let me cancel this. We need to get the gatherers in because they're useless right now. So we're going to put one more person on hunting and one more on fishing. Actually, no. We're going to take one off of hunting and we're going to let those people continue gathering the lumber. Because we've got plenty of lumber to gather that I highlighted. All right, so we need 70 more. So these people should be out running over here and gathering lumber. So let's make sure that they are. Resource gatherings right here. This is right here. Collect wood. See, there's only one. See all that? That's indicating that we've already set up to collect in that area. We can go ahead and clear stuff out. Notice how the trees are growing in and around the village? We can go ahead and tell people to clear the trees out in the village area too. See, and there's another 44. See, so there's like another 80 logs. Okay? All right, so that will get that collected. Okay? There should be a yellow, yeah, see the yellow X's at the base of the trees? So that'll get us those materials. Okay? Now, kick it back to high speed. Oops. Play. 10 times. There we go. All right, let's close this out. Now, once we have some extra logs gathered up, what we're going to do is build right up here by the gatherer's hut. See, it has a question mark because nobody's in there. Well, you don't have people gathering in the winter because there's nothing to gather. They gather fruit, nuts, and berries. They're not available in the winter, okay? So, let's see where we stand here. There's Z's going on. All right, we're getting close on the logs. All right. Now we're in early winter, and the key thing we're going to be watching here is as soon as this house is built, we're in good shape. Because then we're going to tear down both these shacks. Actually, the house is good. It's the fact that nobody can live in it presently because it's under, okay, now it's under upgrade. Here we go. So let's put one more person on, maybe two more. We'll get this built. All right, see how quick it gets built now that we got a full staff of workers working on it? All right, that's good. And then that extra person, they are gathering stuff that the other, like the hunters, when they shoot something and kill it, there will be hides and there will be meat. So the hunters will carry like the hides back. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Now, pause. Now, the reason why we do that so quick, all right, everybody moved into the house, okay? People would rather be in the house. Now, they got to get some food and some firewood, and that's fine. They can do that. They'll get that themselves because I got laborers available. Now, this Marina is a hunter. She's expecting a baby, and that's good. Appreciate it. Glad you've been... Oh, hell. Damn it, Beavis.
You're killing me, Small.
All right. So we can't tear down both the shacks. We're going to tear down one of them, but apparently we got the love shack going up in here, and people are pumping out babies a little quicker than I was expecting, which is okay. I mean, you kind of want to add a couple a year. So what we're going to do is take her out of this here, out of the shack, and that's going to force her to move into a home, into one of the houses, or the other shack, one or the other. All right. So we'll close that. Now we got to put one laborer to work in construction to take that out. All right. And so we're going to go ahead, since we got the extra people, we'll put one more person on hunting and one more person on fishing. In the winter, you want to always keep one person running around doing stuff. Okay. So you want to have one person available. All right. So now there's firewood, there's fish, and there's vegetables. These folks, they got plenty of wood. They're going to eat all that good stuff, okay? So this is good. We're in good shape. We got people taking fish in. We got lots of fish and meat. The hunters are coming in. Meat is coming in from the hunters. Also, we've got lots of hides that are in the barn now. Now, next year, when we start year 2, what we'll do is we'll, in the spring, we'll plant this field with flax. And then we will build a, let's see where it is here, a weaver's workshop. That's resource gathering. It's going to be under municipal buildings. No, it's not. It's under here. No. Come on, man. It's under, yeah, there it is. Okay, weaver's workshop. Yeah, it's under resource gathering. So we will build a weaver's workshop, and then we'll be able to make new clothes. And now our next step beyond that is going to be, okay, we've got logs. This is good. All right, so lumber is critical, right? So let's do this. We're going to build one thing here, and that's going to be food production, resource gathering. All right, so under resource gathering, we're going to go over here, and we're going to build a forester's lodge. And that's going to go right here. Ish. Can't build in that area. Can't build there. And again, notice the circle of influence. Okay, we don't want to put it on top of. We don't want to put it on top of like the. Oh, come on, man. There you go. Oh, you know what? Here's another tip. Let's do this. Let's put this one over here, okay? You cannot build in this area. Okay, I can build here. I can build there. I can build somewhere in here. I seen it. I seen it. Come on. Give it to me. Give it. Ah, there it is. Okay, hold it. One more this way. And one more this way. One more this way. Oh, it's right in here. Now, if I went and leveled the land, it would be no problem. But apparently there's a little rocky ridge line right there. All right, let me try to move. There. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Boom. Let's build that right there. And we've got a builder in the building profession, okay? So now, someone's going to go over there and start building. And that's good. So because we had the person building the house. And now they're done building the house, okay? So while we're looking at it, we don't have the resources to upgrade this other house. So we're going to wind up with 12 people. And hopefully, yeah, the 2 babies have been born. So now we're in late winter of year 1. This is good. And we are going to press here till we hit the beginning of spring. When the temperature starts coming up here, I think that's where we're going to make our break point and wrap up this Feudal Friday. With Life is Feudal Forest Village. We're getting close there. Temperature 24. It's snowy. I love the snow. Do you guys like snow? I love snow. I live in Dallas, Texas, USA. And we don't get much snow. Although the Farmer's Almanac's saying we might have a snowy winter because we've had kind of a cooler than normal summer. Now, people that move down here from other places are like, what? Oh, look, I got someone else available to work. This is good. Let's put Trinity. Okay, now it's early spring. And it's not... Oh, you know what? We're going to put someone to work in the Forester's Lodge now. Because it's here. All right, let's do this. Let's pause. And we're going to wrap up this episode with this lesson about the Forester's Lodge. All right, so here's the Forester's Lodge. This can be kind of hard to see sometimes, but there it is. Now, I kind of showed you this last time, but I'm not sure, if you totally got it. You can do 2 things. You can enable and disable tree planting, all right? Or you can cut trees, okay? Now, why did you put it way over there, A-Train? Because I can build a second one way over here. And then just have the 2 circles just barely overlap. And what you can do is alternate back and forth. You can be planting on one side while you are cutting from the other. And then you work back and forth. Okay, that way you keep your resource levels up. Does that make sense? So for right now, see how it doesn't look, it looks kind of barren. But we're kind of short on logs. And notice our firewood numbers are down. So we're going to turn off planting, we're going to do cutting, all right? And so our foresters, and we're going to put 2 of them to work here. I have 1 person in construction. I'm going to deallocate them from that, and then that's going to put 2 people in the forestry lodge. And we're going to build up our resource level of logs. And eventually, in the next episode, we're going to build a, lumberjacks camp. Oh, wait for it. Oh, wait for it. Oh.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night, I work all day.
He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He sleeps all night and he works all day.
Right, so a lumberjack's lodge. That's what we'll build. Because they turn the logs into firewood. And you got to have firewood to heat the homes so your people can cook and they don't freeze to death. Okay, so... next episode, we're going to be looking to build a lumberjack's lodge. We're going to look to plant the field with flax. And then we're also going to look to put in a weaver's workshop so that we can start making clothing. So now we've had 3 babies born. Holy crap on a stick, Batman. This is not what I wanted, but it's okay. Because now we're going to be maxed out. All right? So we've got 6 people in this house, 5 in this house, and we've got 3 and 3. Okay, so now no one else can have babies. All right, so that's good. We're going to stabilize here, and what we'll probably do, in probably a couple of episodes, once we get some resources built up, is build another house over here, and that will hold 5 people, and then we'll have a total of ability to hold 16 in the village. But we want to get rid of this shack because then we can put more stuff here because this is nice flat ground and it's centrally located. I like this little peninsula. There's a lot of room to build stuff on it. Okay, so we're going to wrap up Feudal Friday here on the channel. I'm A-Train. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Life is Feudal, Forest Village. Maybe learn some things about the game. I'll try to point those out when I'm going through the editing process and put it up on the screen, so in case maybe I speak too quickly or you miss it, you can back up and catch it. Oh, A-Train said, put your Forester's Lodge off to one side so that you can overlap and put a second one, and then you can plant trees on one while you cut the trees from the other, and then once all the trees are cut, then you can switch, and you can plant trees on that side and cut trees from the other side, and it goes back and forth, and that way you keep lots of logs coming in with a minimal amount of manpower. All right? So that's going to wrap up Feudal Friday, folks. I hope you had a great day and have a great weekend. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and share it with your friends. Life is Feudal Forest Village is now available on Steam in the Steam store. I'll post a link below. You can check out how much it's going. I'm not going to say it right now. I think it's around 20 US, but I do know for show. So, hey, and subscribe. We like subscribers. We're over 90. We're heading for 100. When I get to 100 subscribers, I might have to do something special, like give away a copy of Life is Feudal, or Sim Airport, or I don't know. We'll see. But we'll see if we can come up with something. So tell your friends to subscribe, and then maybe you'll get a copy of a cool new game. And this is a lot of fun. It's kind of chill, kind of relaxing. You can control the pace and the speed, and it really is a pretty game. I do not have the highest level graphics set up here by any stretch of the imagination. So I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. I really like the snowfall. It just feels cooler, even though it's 90-something degrees here in Dallas today. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you have a great weekend. It's over, and I'm out.